think a lot of people doubted me, you know, like, just because, like, I didn't choose that. I came from my
family. I come from a family whereby when you're born, you're born. However you grow, that's how you grow.
I was so sick. I was intimidated. I was bullied.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is all about Dano Task. And guys, this task is such an emotional one, making somebody to cry. I don't understand. So before they started the task, when they came into the arena, they gave them food. Like, what I mean by food, they gave them snack, parfait, milkshake, just small things to eat. So, and the game was, they were divided into 4 teams: team Dano Full Cream, team Dano Slim, team UHT, and team Cool Cow. So the first part of the task was for them to attempt questions, each team to attempt questions. So one person will be reading out the question, 2 to answer the questions, and the last person is to write out the points on the scoreboard. And they have total of 15 questions, but to answer only 10. So Dano Full Cream got 6 questions right. Dano Slim got 9 questions right. Dano UHT got 9 questions right. Dano Cookal got 6 questions right. So, and the second part was jingle rendition. For me, the team that did the best when it comes to the song rendition, jingle rendition, is team Dano UHT. So that is Bryann's team. They killed it. They did a very good one. But the whole emotional part of the whole task is when they were told to share a story, like share your life story that will be relatable and all of that. Guys, that story is so emotional. So housemates had the opportunity like to share their stories, especially things that are very emotional and particular about them. In fact, at some point, most of them started crying. So HERMES started. He talked about how his mom got lost, how government were unable to do anything much. Like, he just said a whole lot of things. He was even teary at some point, at some part. So ALLYSYN talked about how she tried a lot of things, from acting, modeling, but none of it was working. By the end of the day, she found herself in Biggie house. So CHOMZY was even crying already, because there's one funny thing our teammates did when they were presenting their jingle rendition. Rachel was one of our teammates, and Rachel was laughing when they were presenting. So, and you know CHOMZY now, she's very competitive, so that thing threw her off balance. So CHOMZY talked about how her childhood was not so good for her because she was always sick. She always had pneumonia and she couldn't do well in school. Okay, she even broke down and started crying even before she finished. So Chichi and Bella started crying with her too. So Bella talked about how difficult it was for her growing up because her dad was late. She didn't know her dad, and not knowing her dad has been the most painful experience for her, especially as a girl child. So Bryann talked about how his journey to self-discovery, is an artist, is into creativity, and how he has been able to express himself through creativity and music. So, and he's in the process of trying to conquer self-doubt, and his mom is his greatest supporter. Daniella told a story about how she was dull in school but liked sports. Later came back to Nigeria, but the country is not such a good place to support athletes. and she found her journey to self-discovery, which brought all about spoken words and writing. CHIZZY, CHIZZY talked about how he lost his dad very early. Then he left school for business in Akwa Ibom. He made a bad decision because he was still a young child. They gave him money. He didn't really do well with it. Later, his siblings that were abroad told him to come back, and he later went back for studies. And now he found his way to Big Brother. So he was unable to finish before the buzzer rang. Then DOTUN talked about how he liked to do a lot of things. He has been active on a lot of things, but has not been able to find balance. So he said he wanted to be an astronaut, he wanted to be a doctor, he wanted to be a footballer, he wanted to be a model, he wanted to be a lot of things, but he finally found himself in Big Brother house. And instead he has tried Big Brother, tried to come for, he had auditioned for Big Brother for 4 times. So SHEGGZ, oh my god, I never knew SHEGGZ could cry. SHEGGZ broke down literally. So SHEGGZ said he had a good life, trying to be a footballer. He was a student. His parents were only giving him money for upkeep, but from there he would take out some money to support his football career. His parents was not in support of him being a footballer, and he broke down, but he's not giving up and all of that. Groovy started his own story. He said he started going to school. He started his modeling career, when he was in school, and he got a big break and went to South Africa for modeling. But when he came back, his mom advised him to take a new path. But later, he started a business, and from his business, he started taking some money to sponsor his music career. And at some point, the whole taking out of money from his business started affecting his business. But finally, he's breaking forth and he's in Big Brother's house. PHYNA talked about how she grew up. You know how she is now, always vibes on vibe. That some people does not really understand that she grew up from a family of 6, where there was no love in the family. Her parents only sponsored primary to secondary school. She started living with her aunt, and her aunt had only boy child. Like, she was living in the midst of boys, and she started sponsoring herself to university. She started working, and after school she went to Abuja to start a hyping business. So Chichi was just crying all through. She was crying all through. Like, I couldn't even get most of the things she was saying. So it was just literally about how a girl child grew up alone, was deprived of a lot of things, but she kept pushing without giving up, and she's here today. So ELOSWAG talked about how he was the only child. His daddy was a playboy, but he's talented. Started doing a lot of things. Started doing dance video that blew up, that had over 4 million views. Yes, that is a DJ, is copywriting. He's into a lot of things, and now he's in Big Brother's house. Adekunle's story was touching too. How his parents were separated. His dad started abusing drugs. His dad was a drug addict, and even he broke down too and started sharing his struggle. How he has been struggling with life, job, and all of that. So Rachel, oh my God. Rachel too broke down. She cried and said she was a child that had everything. At some point, she had nothing, and she's growing, climbing a ladder to get more confidence in life. Look, I cannot even tell the whole story because it was just an emotional one. Myself, I wanted to be crying at some point. Doyin said she was born into a comfortable home but lost her dad and struggle began. So herself and her sister had to be independent in their early stage in life, and she had to be hardworking and in order to fend for her mom and 2 brothers. And guys, I don't even understand the whole essence of this storytelling because everybody was just shedding tears. If no be say my mind dey strong, I for don dey cry, but with me the game was such an emotional one. Team Dano UHT, that is Bryann's team, they emerged the winner. They did well in all their presentation, both in the quiz and the jingle rendition. They actually did well. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Me too, I dey emotional, okay?